Okay, so I wanted to just say thank you guys for taking time out of your night to join me on this chat. As you know, I just got back from the Beachbody Success Club cruise, and I'm just a little pumped up, just a little, not like a lot. Okay, maybe a lot. I'm pretty excited. We had such an incredible time on the cruise, but I have to say, like, throughout the days, like as we were walking around and we were seeing just, it was just really awesome trip. I kept thinking about all of you guys. Like, I really, I did. Like, I missed you guys, and I was thinking, like, man, it would be so awesome to have like our whole team on this trip and to be able to spend quality time with all of our team. So I really want to, see how many of us can make it to Cancun and can make it a priority to get on the Cancun trip. And this is the way I want to kind of just present it to you. You're doing the work to be a coach, right? And you're talking to people and you're doing all this work, and it's a lot of time that you're investing in your business. You might as well make it basically get a free trip out of it, right? And so there are a few little things that you have to do in order to earn that trip, but it's absolutely worth it. It's completely free. They even covered, the only thing I paid for was my flight there. If you've ever been on a cruise, you know that they charge you like $20 a day for tips, like gratuities. Beachbody paid for all of that. I didn't have to pay for a dime while I was on the boat. Okay, so it's pretty awesome. And there's also ways that you can qualify for extra money, spending money on the boat, so, or on the trip. So next year it won't be on a boat. I keep saying the cruise next year. It's not a cruise, okay? If I say that, just ignore me. It's an all-inclusive resort in Mexico, in Cancun, and it's all inclusive, so it includes all of your food, all of your alcohol. It includes activities at the resort, so they have like windsurfing and horseback riding and snorkeling and all that. All of that's included. And it's just a really great way to, take your business to, number one, to take your business to another level, because when you get to the point where you're hitting Success Club every month, you are doing the work that it takes to recruit coaches and to build your team. And that Success Club qualification is kind of just like your star that, hey, I did it this month, I got it, right? And so the trip is just that extra bonus that you can say, hey, my family now gets to go on this great, first class trip every year, and I get a paid vacation. And it was a paid vacation. Okay, Summit, I've been to Summit. Summit is a work vacation. Summit is not, Summit's not a vacation. Summit is training and developing and learning things, and it's a lot. This trip was like nothing. Like, I did nothing. I laid at the pool all day. Like, you could literally go on a trip like this and pretend like you just were on a random trip, and it would just be like that. Does that make sense? It wasn't a working trip. So, but we need that. You need that time to veg out and just to kind of regroup, So I noticed a few things while I was on this trip. I had time to observe people like I didn't have time to at Summit, because like I said, I was like doing so much stuff at Summit. But on this trip, I made it a point to observe the elite coaches. Now, these are the coaches that are the top 1% of Beachbody, okay? And they all wore these like little yellow wristbands so that they could get in their exclusive parties and stuff. So it made them easily identifiable. And so I was watching them, and I noticed a few things that really stood out to me that they all shared in common. And I wanted to share those with you because it stood out to me, and it kind of made a point. So the first one was that, number one, here they are, they're elite, right? So that means that they were sharing, inviting, right? I mean, that's just kind of the basics, right? You don't even get on the trip at all unless you've been doing those things. But they've been doing it at a higher level than the rest of the people that were on the boat. The other thing that I noticed was discipline. So the way I noticed this was, I just was sitting at the pool one day and I'm watching these people walk past me, and I noticed that The elite coaches, probably 98% of them that walked by that I saw were very fit. And when I mean very fit, I mean obviously fit. Okay, there's a difference between being fit. I mean, you can be fit, work out, be strong, have muscles, and still have 15 to 20 pounds that you could lose, right? These people were fit. I mean, they walked by and you're like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? So I got to thinking about it and I was like, now what is it about that? Like, because you know, it's not being elite doesn't make you suddenly want to be super, super good on your nutrition and super good on your workouts and really be, you know, show that being a product of the product. What it is it's discipline. And discipline is a character trait that you can develop that pours over into all other areas of your life, right? If I am really training myself to be super disciplined in one area, I'm not going to just let everything else just go. So discipline in one area and a obvious, strong discipline in one area, you know that they're disciplined in other areas, which is why they're on the trip and it's why they're elite, because that discipline has spilled over and it's spilling over into the other areas of the 3 vital behaviors. And then the third thing that I noticed, and I was thinking about Laura when I noticed this because we talked about this, was personal development. So I had all this downtime on the boat, and so I took a few books with me on my iPad. And I was sitting there one morning and I had, you know, just really focused on my personal development. And right now I'm reading a book by John Maxwell and it's called Developing the Leader Within. And so I always keep a little notepad with me. But I noticed on this day that I was writing, like I'd read like a little paragraph and then my mind would be wandering off. Now, when I say wandering off, I don't mean like thinking about, you know, crazy things. I was thinking about my business. And thoughts were coming to me that were really awesome and like really like great ideas. And so I found myself putting the notepad or pulling out my notepad and taking a bunch of notes. And I kept doing this and then every time I'd go back to my iPad, I was like, man, I need to focus on my personal development because that's what I'm doing right now. This is my personal development time and I need to focus on and then it hit me. Applying what you're reading when you're reading your personal development and when you're really focused on personal development, if you don't apply that to your life, if you don't apply it and let it change you and let it make you better and let it help you grow, then you might as well throw the book away. It's just words, right? So how do we take what we read in personal development, or how do we take what we read on like learning how to do certain things with your business or learning how to talk to people? How do you take that and actually apply it to your life? That's exactly how you do it. As you're sitting there reading something, if a thought comes to you that may seem like it's not directly on topic because I'm not directly thinking about this paragraph that I'm reading right this second, but it's triggered something in my brain that helps me with my business, that's the application of what I'm reading. Because if I weren't reading it, I wouldn't have had those ideas and those thoughts, right? So that's the growth and helping you grow. Now, when you take the notes that you write down from your personal development or the ideas that you're getting that are triggered from your personal development, then the next step is taking those notes and actually doing it, right? So I have this great idea now that I got while I was doing my personal development, but if I don't act on my great idea, it's not going to do anything either. It's the same as if I was reading a book and not applying it. And so those are the steps. You know, if you always keep like a notepad with you when you're reading, and if a thought comes to you, write it down because you'll forget it if you don't. It's just the way it is. You'll forget it. So write it down, but, you know, take that and allow it to change you, allow it to help you to grow. The other thing that really kind of struck me was I'm on my 4th reading right now of GoPro, which I've given you guys all the book, GoPro. I'm on my 4th time through it and I'm still picking up new stuff. And so the other thing I wanted to say is with your personal development, getting this big, you know, and I did it at the beginning of the year. So this is from, okay, this is me. I learned too, right? So at the beginning of this year, I set this goal. I'm going to read 26 books this year. That was my goal. I'm going to read 26 personal development books. That's, 2 a month, right? That's not that hard. Well, then I'm getting to reading and I read GoPro, and then I realize I really should read this book again. And now I'm on my 4th time reading it. I'm not going to hit my 26 book goal this year. But you know what? If I just read GoPro one time and then I'm like, oh, I'm on a train. This train's going through 26 books this year. So bye, GoPro. Now we're on to the next thing. Look how much I would have missed. And so personal development is really allowing yourself to grow and allowing yourself to change. And so rather than taking this big, huge list of books that you want to read and just driving through them, maybe it would be good to go back and read it again and go back and read it again until you feel like, okay, I've really absorbed everything that this book is teaching me. And so I wanted to talk also a little bit about ways that you can grow your business fast. Everybody likes fast, right? So the first one, I already posted in our group my tips for having a fit club. And I know sometimes reading like huge, enormous lists and stuff can be overwhelming, but don't let it be overwhelming. It's really meant as an aid. I sat down and I was writing out my notes for my fit club, and I decided to just share it with you guys because I was doing the work and I was writing it all out. So those are just notes directly from my brain. I haven't started my fit club yet. It's this Saturday. I'm really excited about it. So we'll see how it goes and I will update you. And as it goes and I have new ideas or I change things or I decide, that didn't really work, let's do something different, I'll let you guys know and keep you updated. But while I was on the trip, I made a point to talk to as many coaches as I could possibly talk to because I'm quite aware of the fact that I'm not a genius. Okay, I know you guys are shocked, but I'm not a genius. So I always like to hear other people's ideas and just kind of see like where they're coming from and the tips and tricks that I can kind of glean from them. And so I talked to a lot of people. And one of the main themes that I noticed was how people are growing their business and where the majority of their contacts are coming from. And it's from 3 major areas. The one is social media, which we do, right? Social media. The second one is wear and share. See? So I participated in wear and share today, and I walked into my physical therapy appointment for my wrist, and the guy at the counter says to me, "Oh, you do P90X?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "And last week you were here and you had a T25 shirt on, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah, that was me." And he goes, "So you really do all those programs, huh?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you?" "Oh, no, I don't do that. I try to do Insanity and blah, 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 But look, it's identification, right? So he remembered me because last week I was there in a T25 shirt. This week I'm here in a P90X shirt. And so he was the receptionist guy. I had to get to my appointment, but I told him, I said, "Well, listen, you can absolutely do these programs and I can help you do it." I said, "Now you know somebody that you can turn to when you're ready because I'm here, right? You have all my information. You have more information about me than you probably need, but I'm here and I can help you." So wear and share, it drives people's curiosity. I get questions when I wear and share as much as I can, and I get questions all the time. All the time. People have seen these programs on infomercials over and over and over and over on TV. That's how I first heard about P90X, was through an infomercial. That's how I bought the program. I called up the 800 number and I bought it through an infomercial. Okay, so that's a huge benefit that we as coaches get because it's free advertisement for us. Beachbody spends millions of dollars every week on infomercials, and it's exposure. So wear and share. The third area was fit clubs. Okay. So I just wanted to encourage you guys. I know sometimes it can feel, oh my gosh, I only have 10 minutes left. Oh, I know sometimes it can be kind of scary to open up yourself like that on a one-on-one personal basis with people. But really like busting through comfort zones is what we're all about, right? So it's time to just put the fears aside. You're always going to be afraid the first time you do something. Anything, you're going to be afraid, right? I mean, I'm nervous. I'll be honest. I'm totally nervous about this. I just was telling Missy tonight, I was like, I'm just afraid nobody's going to come. She's like, oh, people are going to come. Like, well, it's just natural to be nervous, but I'm not going to let it stop me. Okay. If I see something that somebody's doing and they're super successful at it, why can't I do it and be super successful at it? So Fit Clubs. The other thing that I've been seeing through my team is people are hosting at-home business presentation meetings. This kind of goes along with the Fit Club thing. It's kind of the same thing, like that one-on-one interaction. So you could do a shake and share Shakeology, or you could do a workout, and then after that, you could have a business presentation meeting. Now, there's a girl on my team named Joni, Joni Johnson. She achieved diamond rank in 57 days, and she did it through at-home business meetings. So she signs up a coach, and then she says to them, okay, we're going to do a meeting at your house. Get all your friends here. And then she gets them to Emerald or Ruby in like one night. So these are very, very good way to grow your business. And they're very, they have an impact in a different way, I think, than what we do on social media. Social media sometimes can seem so detached because we're typing. Like, is that even really a person? I don't even know. Like, we're just typing to some faceless person, right? So when you're one-on-one with people, you have a much bigger impact, I think, than you in a faster amount of time. Because they see your personality, they see what you look like, they hear your voice, they know immediately if they're going to like you or not. You know what I mean? Rather than kind of hanging back on social media and taking that time that it takes to build a relationship. It's faster. So the in-home meetings, I think, is a big tool that we can use. Okay, so I have how many minutes? 7 minutes. Okay. So here I'm going to go into my big announcement, and I'm so excited about this, you guys. Like, this all happened yesterday. It was kind of like a whirlwind, but it's going to be really awesome. So yesterday I was approached by a coach, a teammate of mine, and she said she had this really great idea. And I said, oh, good. I love great ideas. So let's hear it. What is it? And she said, okay, I don't know if you remember, but the last cup challenge, Carl Deichler, our CEO, donated $10 per challenge, $10 per challenge pack that was sold during the cup period to a charity. And it's called the International Justice Mission. And it deals with stopping human trafficking. That's what the mission, it's a charity basically. And Carl Deichler donated $10 per challenge pack in an entire month to this charity, which is a lot, right? Okay, we have a lot of coaches in the network. There's almost 200,000 coaches. So, her idea was, let's get a challenge group together and let's donate. It evolved over time. I'm just going to go over what it is now rather than going through the whole thing. But so basically what we're doing is I've teamed up with her and 3 other coaches to host this challenge group, and we want our personally sponsored coaches to join in with us as well. So that means all of you guys. Now, the way it's going to work is for every challenge pack, every person that you put in this group, $10 of your commission from the sale will go to the mission, okay, as a donation. What that equates to is if you sell a challenge pack, the very bottom price commission that you get is $40. So it's basically a quarter at the most of your commission is going to go to the mission. This is the coolest thing about it, okay? We said I am connected with Carl Deichler through Facebook. We're friends on Facebook. Okay, I've messaged him before because back a year ago, he friend requested me, and it was out of the blue, and I had no idea why, and I still have no idea why, and I still think it was a mistake, but to his credit, he didn't defriend me. So I figured, hey, I'm friends with the man. I might as well interact with him, right? And so I've messaged him several times. He always messages me back, okay? He's super nice. Like, he's just a cool guy. So he always messages me back. We chit-chat back and forth every once in a while. So I thought, how can we make this challenge group just super duper awesome? How about we get Carl Daikeler on board with our challenge group? Now, just to give you a hint of how big this is, we have 180,000 coaches in our network. I managed to get the CEO of the entire company to join with us, and he is going to match our donation to the Justice, I've got the name somewhere, International Justice Mission. He's going to match our donation up to $1,000. So in order for us to max out his donation, we need 100 people in our group. So 100 challenge packs sold. Okay, now there's 5 coaches and all of our teams underneath us. So we have quite a huge, this isn't, I'm not talking just us few, right? There's a big, this is going to be a big endeavor. I think we can do it. I think we can totally do it. I think the opportunity with this is astronomical. It's just huge. I mean, can you guys see it? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? So here's what I would like to do. I would like you guys to join with me. You don't have to, because I am asking you to give $10 per person that you put in the group. We are requiring people to have their program and Shakeology, so it's a challenge pack sell. Again, that's the minimum is a quarter of your commission, because a lot of the challenge packs you're going to get $60 commission, right? But the base challenge, the bottom one, the $140 range, you're going to get $40 commission. So I'm asking you to give up at the minimum a quarter of each challenge pack commission back into the donation that we're going to send. But this is like the biggest, this is huge. This has potential to be really huge, okay? It's already really huge. I mean, just the fact that he would even agree to do this, I was surprised. I thought he was going to be like, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I mean, because it really kind of sets a precedence, right? Like, when everyone finds out what's happening, like, he's going to be bombarded with requests. So I think that he did us a great honor by joining in with us. And I already told the other 5 coaches that are going to be doing this with us that if we reach our goal, I'm going to personally ask Carl Daikeler to be in our challenge group. So to be a member of our challenge group during the 30-day group. And I think he'll do it. If we reach our goal, I think he'll be shocked, and I think he'll do anything I ask him to do. So it's pretty awesome. But here's the deal. We need a plan. And I need to know from you guys if you're on board with all of this. So the recruiting window for the challenge is April 1st through, which has already passed, but through the 30th of this month. The challenge group will start on May 5th is the first official day. And the money that you're going to donate back in for each person that joins with you is the 12th. The due date is the 12th. So that'll give you time to get your last commission check that will reflect those sales for the month of April before you have to pay your $10 per person. So here's the deal. This is an incredible way for you to grow your business, because here we can say to people, look, we are donating our commission to help this amazing group that is fighting against human trafficking and sex slaves and all the whole, which is a real problem in the world, right? I mean, you hear about it all the time. So this is a problem, and we're going to be fighting against this along with a group of coaches, and we're going to be, making a real difference in the world. And I've already talked to a couple people that I had been talking to about joining my challenge, and as soon as I mentioned what we were doing, they were just